Hello everyone. Today I am here with the poem Fire and Ice. It is written by Robert Frost. Dear students, I have already told you about Robert Frost in my previous video, that is the poem Dust of Snow. If you have not watched, please watch it. Here I am going to explain the poem, and before that let us see a small introduction of the poem. Robert Frost's poem Fire and Ice expresses the profound idea that the world would end in either of two ways, either by ice or fire. Both the components are compared with self-destructing human emotions, hatred and desire. The poem very artistically underpins the philosophy that we let our emotions rule us, and if we don't control them, they will surely destroy everything around us. Similarly, he thinks fire and ice both are just as competent in bringing the world to a catastrophic end. Let us see the poem. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. So, in this poem, Robert Frost compares and contrasts the two destructive forces, fire and ice. The poet presents two options before us for the end of the world, either by fire or by ice. But he supports those who believe that that fire would cause the end of the universe. So the poet supports those who believe that the fire would cause the end of the world. So, as you know, the poem is symbolic. When the poet says that he would support those who says that the fire would cause the end of the universe, by saying this, by saying this, um, he brings about an idea that human beings let their emotions rule. Then, and after that, what happened? The consequences of unmonitored longings is chaos. There will be chaos everywhere if we will not control our emotions. As you know that the poem is symbolic, so here the poet compares the fire with desire. Fire is compared with desires and ice is compared with hatred. Hate, hate is something that causes people to be rigid and cold. So after that, in second stanza, but if it had to perish, perish means die or destroy, twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Suffice means sufficient. So in this stanza, the poet says that if the world has to expire two times, twice means two times, then ice would be equally competent in ending the world. He brings about a contrast between ice and hatred. Hatred has the potential, the poet believes that hatred has the potential for inner destruction. It can spoil our inner. And but slowly, here the poet, when the poet compares fire and ice with desire and hatred, so then the poet wants to say that ice ice destroys, it means hatred destroys the world very slowly, but fire, that means passions, desire destroys the world quickly. So the poet says that the ice will destroy the world slowly, slow and steady. It will spoil the world, it will destroy the world. And the poet says that if given an option, if there is the option, then if we have to choose the option between fire and ice, then ice would be just as good as fire to destroy the world. Then the poet says that if we have to choose the option, then ice would be as great as fire. Ice would be as just as fire. Ice would be as good as fire to destroy the world. So it means that the hater would be as good as desires to destroy the world. So it was a very short poem and the poem is symbolic. Dear students, now I am going to tell you about the literary devices. Let us see the literary device. First, let us see the rhyme scheme of the poem. As there are 9 lines, you can see. So the rhyme scheme will be, you can see that fire and desire and fire. These are rhyming with each other. So we will give A, and ice, twice, ice and spice. We will give B, and after that hate and great. We will give C. So the rhyme scheme will be C. We will give fire A, B, A, A. Both are rhyming with each other, so we will give A. After that, we will give it B. Hate is the difference, so we will give C. After that again B. After that C, because hate and great are rhyming with each other, we will give it C. And spice is rhyming with ice, so we will give it B. So the rhyme scheme will be again C, A, B, then A. Three lines we will take. After then again A, then B. After that this is C. Second 3 lines A, B, C. And after that we will give it last 3 lines C, last 3 lines we will give it B, because it is rhyming with twice. B. After that this is C, it is rhyming with hate, C. And this is again B, because it is rhyming with ice. So our rhyme scheme will be first 3 lines A, B, A. Next 3 lines A, B, C. And last 3 lines B, C, B. The next literary device which is used here is alliteration. Alliteration, what is alliteration? Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sound at the start of 2 or more than 2 closely placed words. Here you can see that world will favor fire. Here at last in the first stanza, favor fire. Here F consonant sound is repeated. So here it is alliteration. And next alliteration is there, world will. At the first line you can see world W, will W. W consonant sound is repeated, so there is alliteration literary device. Next literary device which is here is, that is anaphora. You can see at the start both the lines start with the word some. So the repetition of a word or expression at the start of 2 or more than 2 closely placed lines, that is anaphora. Here it is anaphora because both the lines start with the same word, with some. And next literary device which is used here is personification. Personification is to give human qualities to inanimate objects. In this poem, fire and ice are capable of destruction. Thus, the poet personifies fire and ice by giving them mind and power to destroy anything. So, fire and ice both are personified. So, personification literary device is used here. After that, there is enjambment. Here at last, you can see here after hate, ice, great, there is no punctuation mark here also. So when there is no punctuation mark or no any pause, that time it is enjambment. And what is enjambment? You know very well, it is defined as to that at the end, if there is no any punctuation mark or pause, that time the line moves to the next line without any pause, that time it is enjambment. So these are the literary device, dear students. This was the poem. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.